Yes, sorry.
Esau,
That's you.
Esau,
That's you.
Davis,
Yes.
Olson. Yes. Radke.
Yes.
Burdick.
He's not going to answer, he's excused. Next item is Pledge of Allegiance.
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Proclamation appropriate meeting notice.
Meeting notice are posted at the library, post office, and city hall on Friday.
Council acceptance of agenda.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Personal appearances. Anyone in the audience that wishes to speak on anything? Okay, we'll move on to the minutes from June 3rd.
Motion to approve June 3rd minutes.
Second.
Any corrections or additions? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Committee reports. Finance. Candy.
Okay. Finance met just before council meeting tonight. And I'll make a motion to pay request number 1 from Johnson Brothers for 2019 sidewalk replacement program in the amount of $34,260.28.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call.
Davis.
Yes.
Esau.
Yes.
Olson.
Yes.
Radke.
Yes.
Braun.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion to approve change order number 1 from Payne and Dolan, Inc. for South Main Street overlay in the amount of $1,838.32.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call.
Davis.
Yes.
Esau. Olson.
Yes.
Radke.
Yes.
Braun.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion to approve final pay request from Payne and Dolan, Inc. for the South Main Street overlay in the amount of $40,538.32.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion?
South Main looks beautiful, and it rides nicely too.
Save on Lion Street now.
Yes.
Take care of that up.
Absolutely.
Anyone else? Roll call.
Davis.
Yes.
Esau. Olson.
Yes.
Radke.
Yes.
Braun.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, motion to approve bills and payroll in the amount of $360,967.89.
Second.
Any questions on the bills? Hearing none. Roll call.
Davis.
Yes.
Braun.
Yes.
Esau.
Yes.
Olson.
Yes.
Radke.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion to approve Class A combination liquor and beer license renewal for Casey's General Store agent Heidi Marcy's.
Second.
Any discussion?
This was just due to an error in printing, is this it?
And the notifications from the previous one. Anyone else? Roll call.
Davis.
Yes.
Esau.
Yes.
Olson.
Yes.
Radke.
Yes.
Braun.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, motion to approve June 22nd date amendment to the public event packet for annual gravity race due to rain out date, changing rain out date in the event, adding a rain out date in the event is needed of June 29th.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call.
Davis.
Yes.
Esau.
Yes.
Olson.
Yes.
Radke.
Yes.
Braun.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion to approve public event packet and waiving the fees for the Edgerton Police Department's National Night Out.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call.
Davis.
Yes.
Olson.
Yes.
Radke. Yes. Braun.
Yes.
Esau.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion to approve public event packet and waive fees for Arts Council of Edgerton Vanny Goes Showdown Concert.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call.
Davis.
Yes.
Braun.
Yes.
Esau.
Yes.
Olson.
Yes.
Radke. Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion to approve the bid for Police Department copier purchase in the amount of $2,958 plus shipping.
Second.
Any discussion?
Just to note that that's way under the budgeted amount of 8,000 that was originally.
Yes.
Good, we can buy another one.
There you go. Or help pay for the roads. No.
Okay, anyone else? Roll call.
Davis,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Esau.
Yes.
Olson,
Yes.
Radke. Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, motion to approve highest auction bid for sale of old speed trailer in the amount of $570.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Davis,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Esau.
Yes.
Olson,
Yes.
Radke. Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, motion to approve bids for spraying for the pollinator program in the amount of $660 to Landmark on the condition of receiving the Bee and Butterfly Pollinator Fund grant.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes, I have something I'd like to say. I'm 100% in favor of this project, but I'm against using glyphosate, which is the active ingredient in Roundup, and so therefore I'm going to be voting no against this.
I was wondering if we thought, I meant to call City Hall earlier, so I apologize, but have we ever thought about using like goats as a natural weed killer? They won't kill the grass. The Bee and Butterfly Habitat Fund is pretty clear in their requirement. To get their seed, you need to have a clean seed bed. So their grazing, even tilling, just tilling is not preferred by their program. So, their initial recommendation is you till and then spray with Roundup twice. Till, put soybeans in, play with Roundup Ready soybeans, and then spray twice. So that is their protocol. So we've talked with some people in the area that do native grass plantings, and, for the last 20 years, that is the process. He said, as we talked about at Public Works, the alternatives are you till like 6 times over one season to try to knock down the weeds as best you can as an alternative, although he said they haven't done that in years because it's very expensive and not as effective. So certainly it's understandable, and, there's no clear answer, but the people who do this, in order to have the seed is really expensive and slow to start. It just can't compete with the weeds.
The alternatives that I have read about have been to dig up the sod, which we've got 2 acres as our primary place that we're talking about, as well as another area down by the public gardens. And the other alternative is to cover it with plastic for X amount of months. And while there's been a problem raised with the plastic and what to do with it then, I have noticed, well, first of all, I should say that, first of all, we could reuse the plastic for another thing, or we could recycle it. I have noticed, just coming back into town today again, and for a couple of weeks now, out on East Fulton Street, at where Newville Road comes out, up on the ledge there's quite a large area of black plastic that's been in place for some time now, and I'm thinking that maybe that's their intention as well.
It is. Yeah, it's a couple hundred square feet.
And for recycling purposes, plastic films have very specific requirements, and you'd have to check with recycling facilities to see if they would take that film that's been used with chemicals. So
Perhaps we could, well, we're not going to use it with chemicals is my proposal, so why would we what would that matter? That's the reason I want to use plastic rather than chemicals.
Well, one thing is films degrade in ultraviolet, and what you're left with is susceptible to tearing and tattering and getting windborne. So that's another concern, is that you'd be collecting part of it, not all of it.
I mean, it's possible. Plastic films just have to be completely 100% dry and clean in order to be recycled.
So I'm thinking if
And that would
we
depend on
could possibly
the
reuse
cost.
it again for another area.
I wonder what the cost of 2 acres of thick plastic film would
And
be.
installation, that it stays
Yeah.
there for long enough to kill the grass. I don't have any of those costs for you.
And those alternatives, was there discussion that we may not get the grant if we don't utilize it the way right?
Well, they offered didn't they offer alternatives as well as the glyphosate?
plant Roundup Ready soybeans and then spray
Yeah,
twice. So they're still spraying it twice. That is their
Right.
protocol.
I
And
think it's also,
I thought there was another alternative that they suggested.
Those were from the natural grass people that you talked to, right? That alternative, not the
Yes.
grant people.
Yeah, the bee and butterfly brochure, I don't have it with me right now, but, that was their first protocol was Roundup Ready soybeans, spray it twice, or just spray it. And they recommended against tilling. So I don't know that they would tell you, don't ever till as an option, but the grant, it's pretty clear that unless you have a good seed bed by spraying, you won't get their seed. But the seed is available. It's expensive, but it's available from other vendors.
Which is one of the reasons why we proposed the spraying just on contingency of receiving the grant, because if we wouldn't be able to use the grant for the seed if we don't follow their protocol.
The
From
reason
my
I'm-
understanding,
The
that's
reason I'm
all.
against the
Yeah.
use of the glyphosate is due to all the recent media about it.
No, I know.
And I don't want to make anyone in our community sick because of us.
so two things that are constructive to mention. One is the biodegrading of Roundup over a 3-day, past 3 days past its use is when it is rendered harmless to the environment.
But its half-life is much more longer than 3 days.
And the other thing is with the recyclable plastic, the film is chemically altered by sunlight, and so it's less likely to be accepted as a recyclable product.
What surrounds the area that we're talking about?
Yeah, that's a good question.
The 2 acres is a field to the west, the funeral home to the north, the highway to the east, and a subdivision to the south.
It's the property right next door to the Apfel Aylert Funeral Home,
Just south of.
just south of.
And the other
And then there's
area,
another small section near the community gardens.
Straight up from South Avenue. Any further discussion on this? Hearing none, roll call.
Davis,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Esau,
Yes.
Olson,
No,
Radke.
Yes.
Motion passes 4-1.
Okay, motion to approve the low bid for stump removal from the stump guy in the amount of $1,840.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Davis,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Esau.
Yes.
Olson.
yes,
Radke.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion to approve building permit fee modifications to 61 cents per square foot with a minimum of $121.
Second.
That's for decks.
Excuse me, for decks, yes.
Yes. Second.
Any further discussion?
Could you repeat that, please, Candy?
Yeah, motion to approve the building permit fee modifications to 61 cents per square foot with a minimum of $121 for decks.
$121. What is the current
It's
fee?
45.
45.
In-house inspection.
So that's more than 100% increase.
That was with Tom
Because
doing
of
them.
Tom's
So you were
retirement.
subsidizing the
Yeah.
cost.
Yeah.
We have to have our engineering firm do it now because we don't have anybody in town, in the,
And it's owing to concerns that engineering-related items would be missed unless undertaken by someone that was qualified.
So theoretically, we could revisit this if we found someone for the director position that had the same skill set as Tom.
So is that part of the job requirements that they do?
The job description hasn't been written yet, but that will all be discussed.
any further discussion?
Just seems excessive that to go
I
up that
thought the
much.
same thing too.
It's a lot more.
I don't have a better option. We talk with the inspector, the general engineering who does our building inspection, and that's what they charge in all their other cities when they do this. And we don't have anyone in-house who
Yeah.
can.
And you can't rent it out to farm it out to another community to borrow your building inspector and I'll pay you.
For decks, that,
The same.
to come here, they'd charge you probably more than
Yep,
that, because they'd
you
have to
pay
come
more.
here for 2 or 3 inspections for a deck. I don't think that
And
would be
it's just-
cost effective.
Just the
Okay,
skill
just
set,
asking.
just the gap in skill set on the part of staff, and it was never an expectation that staff have that skill set, so.
And we've taken out all the other permits that we can. I mean, all of the building inspector would have been happy to do all of the other permits, but the existing staff is confident in our ability to issue permits for all the other things that are locally issued, but this one,
Okay.
we're just not confident in having the structural expertise to evaluate footings and things that attach to a single-family structure.
Fair enough.
Anyone else? Roll call.
Davis?
Yes.
Isa?
Yes.
Olson?
Yes.
Radke?
Yes.
Braun?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion to approve TIF number 5 interest repayment to the general fund in the amount of $5,032.71.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Davis?
Yes.
Braun?
Yes.
Isa?
Yes.
Olson?
Yes.
Radke?
Yes.
Motion passes.
I will make a motion to approve temporary wage increase for DPW working foremen in the amount of $1.50 per hour to be retroactive to June 10th.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Davis?
Yes.
Olson?
Yes.
Radke?
Yes.
Braun?
Yes.
Isa?
Yes.
Motion passes.
And I would like to make a motion to deny the change order to Sweeney Road project to add resurfacing the section of Chamberlain Street between Doty and Sweeney intersections.
Second.
Any discussion?
Why?
After I suggested it, I took a ride up there, and it didn't look as bad.
And that
We also got an
area that's
estimate.
supposed to be or what was it called?
Alligator?
Alligator?
Between Sweeney and Doty, didn't look bad. I don't know, Tom said it wouldn't be, we wouldn't seal coat it, or he wouldn't do it because of for some reason, but he's gone now, so we can't ask him.
It was crack filling, and I'm not sure if it was the whole road or just
Yeah.
the section that we're going to replace. So I think seal coating is probably going to be if you choose not to do this, then we would put it on the seal coating list to seal it up.
Just seems like an awful large amount of money, $21,600 for that small.
It's less than.
It wasn't even a whole block long, right?
It's
Right.
less than a
Two
block.
Oh, it's
blocks
2 blocks.
between,
But
I thought it was only a portion of
Doty
the
and
one
Sweeney.
block. Oh.
The decision you made last week was a portion of a block. That was between Sweeney and Dickinson.
Oh, so there's a
this
different
is
Yeah,
farther
That's
yeah.
farther
farther
up.
up.
Oh, okay. I'm
Yep,
sorry.
further up.
What, Sweeney and Dickinson's still happening?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, that was pretty bad down in the bottom.
I wasn't aware of the
Yeah.
change.
The bottom side's pretty bad, with the Dickinson end.
And the discussion in finance was that although it is on a slope and work on a slope is best done in sunny weather, it's also exorbitant price for the amount of the linear feet involved in it. And it's Dickinson would be the low end and up the hill towards Sweeney is the high end. And it just seems they can't be done for less than that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I was the one that threw it out at your Public Works meeting, and then I drove by and I go, oh man, if we tear that up, we're not going to look good.
Yeah.
So the motion is to deny the change order. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Davis?
Yes.
Isa?
Yes.
Olson?
Yes.
Radke?
Yes.
Braun?
Yes.
Motion passes.
That is it for finance.
About time.
I know. So sorry.
Utilities.
Yeah, utilities met last Monday, and you will see in your packet the compliance maintenance annual report, which is outstanding. Randy and his guys, we got a 4.0 GPA, A. Very good. Wasn't that,
Yes.
isn't that great?
Yes.
I know, so
Hard for it.
I'll make a motion to adopt the City of Edgerton Resolution 16-19, 2018 WWTP Compliance Maintenance Resolution.
Second.
Any discussion?
Again, nice job, Randy and your
Thank you, Randy.
guys.
Roll call.
Davis?
Yes.
Isa? Olson?
Yes.
Radke?
Yes.
Braun?
Motion passes.
That's it for utilities.
Thank you. Anything for public safety? Nope.
No, you're not on public.
No,
who's
we just talked a lot.
Okay.
There wasn't anything to bring forward.
We just
Okay.
talked a lot, so there's nothing to bring forward. Okay.
Oh, gee, that sounds like a fun committee.
Yeah, we're on the wrong ones, aren't we?
Yeah.
Next item is to consider time extension to 407 North Main Street purchase agreement with Green Tech.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second?
The background?
Was that Braun, second?
Yes.
Yeah.
So our end of June is the time frame in our current agreement with Green Tech for the purchase. That's our due diligence period. It gives us an opportunity to investigate all of the conditions of the property so we make a decision with the best information we can, and we feel we need more time. We have, you awarded a bid to a contractor to do the asbestos investigation to determine how much is there. That report is in. Now we have to have an asbestos contractor remove all of the hazards in the building. So there are several steps in getting to the information that you will want in order to make a decision. So we're requesting an extension, and the owners approved that.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Davis?
Yes.
Braun?
Yes.
Isa? Olson?
Yes.
Radke?
Yes.
Motion passes. And I believe you want to
If
table this item? to-
If you would be so kind, I noticed a couple of things I'd like to tweak in the draft you had, and I thought it'd be easier than doing it after we have the first reading.
So do we need a motion to table?
If you would, yes.
I'll make a motion to table number 11.
Second.
Okay, a motion to table, no discussion, roll call.
Davis?
Yes.
Isa?
Yes.
Olson?
Yes.
Radke?
Yes.
Braun?
Yes.
Motion passes. The only thing I have, I don't know, everybody probably had this in their mailbox, the
Yeah.
League of Municipalities insurance did real well. We got more than we budgeted for in dividends, so hopefully helps out in some of the other spots where we've spent a little more than we planned on. So other than that, I don't have anything. The next item
I'll
is,
make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
The mailbox.
all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.